I'm curious about your thoughts about how Trump did, though, on the night of the debate, because, I mean,
Yeah.
did you think he had a great night?
Yes. I mean, all the expectations were that he was going to come in, he was going to interrupt, he was going to be whatever. He was calm, cool, collected. Boom. I think he did exactly what he needed to do. And I was ecstatic about his performance.
Okay, and what about, all the commentary that he lied over 30 times? Do you believe that there were any lies that he made that night?
Look, I will say this. I will answer quite, but it's funny to me, the narrative. I talked about this on my podcast today. Where's all the lies about Joe Biden? He said no soldiers were killed under his watch. There are 13 dead service members. The Gold Star families of those service members would take issue from him saying that. He lied about the border. He even lied about his golf game. Like, it's amazing that a guy, Biden, whose first run for president was derailed by plagiarism, who gets called a gaffe machine. Why are gaffes with Joe Biden? He lies about teaching at the University of Pennsylvania, not getting a full scholarship, some dudes on Amtrak, his uncle and his father. I mean, he tells story after story about personal issues and policies that are simply not true. And yet he's branded the nice guy with a bad memory, and Trump is the liar. Look, it was funny. On abortion, Kristen Welker and a bunch of others said that Trump lied on abortion. The tape is there. I tweeted it out. Governor Ralph Northam, a pediatrician, our former governor in Virginia, said that the baby comes out and we wait, we put it on the table, we make a decision. It's on audio. It's actually on video, even though it was on a radio station because they were simulcasting it. I tweeted it out. It's at the top of my Twitter feed. You can watch that. That's not a lie. They may not like it, but that's a fact, right? He said it. He was a Democratic governor of Virginia. He's an actual doctor, by the way. And they're saying that Trump lied about that because that's not the official position of the Democratic Party. What is the official position of the Democratic Party? Because their platform makes it clear that abortion is okay up until the moment of birth. That's their official position. Again, the media may not like it because they don't want to ask Democrats that question, but that's their position.
Well, okay, it might be their official position, but as a woman and someone who has had a child, I know that you are schooled when you find out you're pregnant. You have to make some decisions before the third month, the fourth month, because no doctor will abort the baby. I mean, in listening to Donald Trump.
But again, you're arguing, the fact is that what their position is and what you're talking about are not the same thing.
Explain.
Trump was arguing what the Democratic position was. That's the quote that he cited is on tape. That was Ralph Northam, the doctor governor of Virginia, saying it. Right. So if you have a problem with that, not you, but if someone in the media, then talk to Ralph Northam, not Donald Trump. Donald Trump's quoting Ralph Northam. And they're like, that's a lie. Well, then bring it up with the guy who said it.
Right. Okay. I can respect that. Okay. So we were talking earlier about voters watching the debate the other night. There are a lot of undecided voters, and people obviously were very panicked about what happened with Biden, I will say. So now I think what becomes really important is who the VP pick comes to be for Trump. So now first question is, do you think that Trump will wait to figure out if the Democrats, what they're going to do with Biden before announcing the VP pick?
First of all, that's a fabulous question about VP timing. I actually, before we started, I was like ready because I'm discussing that tomorrow on my show. But can I make one quick point that I want to? Every Republican, when Trump tweeted back in the day or said something, would have a microphone in their face and saying, "Is Trump fit for office?" Okay. I would get calls all the time when I was a spokesman at the RNC, when I was White House press secretary. This guy said this, is Trump fit for office, right? After the debate, what are they asking Biden and Democrats? They're saying, can he win? Why isn't anyone asking the fundamental same question? Is he fit to be president of the United States? Is he fit to be leader? Are you okay with him? They're asking a political question. Can he win? And as I said to you earlier, sure, anybody could win. I mean, that's the nature of a democracy. But should he win? Why are they not asking Democrats the same question that you're getting at, which is he fit? Are you comfortable with a man that performed the other night leading this country? And when you see international leaders around the globe, our allies and our adversaries, both expressing concern, that's not a sign of strength for the United States. So I just wanted to get that because to me, the fundamental discussion shouldn't be who can win or lose.
Yeah.
It's the same question that everyone's been asking about Trump. Should he win or lose? Are you comfortable with him as president of the United States? Because I watched all these Democrats.
They might not be asking Democrats that, but I know within the public,
Right.
that's what we're all talking about.
Right,
is
but they
he
don't
fit,
want.
for sure.
Yes, I agree with you, and that's because that's my point, though, is that what you're bringing up is what should be getting asked.
Yeah.
Now, let's get to the VP pick.
Okay.
Fundamentally, Trump is a showman, right? And he understands that he's got this pick. I would argue that I would wait right now. Let Biden keep dealing with this debate fallout, this mental acuity. Don't insert something that changes the narrative or gives them fodder to go after, right? Keep it, hold it for as long as possible. In 2016, we waited with Mike Pence until almost the start of the convention. I would wait until maybe the Friday, the Saturday before, and do it maybe even Monday night. So traditionally, the conventions start on a Monday. On Thursday, the nominee of both parties gives their acceptance speech, right? Again, with the Dems, it won't matter. He'll already have been the nominee because of this virtual roll call that they're going to take. But that's the big night that everybody's. And then on the Wednesday night is when the vice presidential nominee traditionally gives theirs. If I were Trump, maybe wait till Monday night. Get some real excitement going, but don't change the narrative right now. Keep it focused on Biden and his fitness for office.
And when you're talking about fitness for office, I do have a question. How do you prove mental acuity? I mean, for the most part, we saw how he was on Thursday. We saw how he was the next day when he came out, but that was scripted, right? So don't you think he needs to prove how he can talk when it's unscripted? Or how do you prove his mental acuity?
So you're asking an interesting question, because how do you prove it? I mean, there's cognitive tests that one could take medically, right? That you could go see a doctor and they could give you a series of tests, both. I'm sure that there's like some, wires they hook to you and talk about whether your synapses are hitting the right way. I'm not a doctor. But I think to the essence of your question, we see it. I mean, we know whether somebody's up for a job or not, right? And it doesn't matter if you're talking about an athlete or the president, right? You watch somebody who's had an injury return to the field of play and you go, gosh, they don't look like they did. They're not up to the game. Or, wow, they're really ready to go. They're back. And I think the same thing's here. I mean, look, in the game of politics, appearances matter. And I think that we all saw something Thursday night that you're articulating, which is he ready? And I've said to folks before, it's not a number. It's not an age thing. We all know people that are 90 that are sharp as a tack. And we know people that are in their late 50s that are already starting to decline. It's not a number to me. I think that to answer your question, you see it.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think Trump knows who his pick is right now? And could that change if he waits it out?
And you're good, because yes and yes. I think he knows who he wants to go with, but I've seen this before with him. But that doesn't mean it can't change. So I think he probably has a favorite right now that he's thinking of. But I've seen him in personnel and policy decisions change his mind. And so I could easily see something changing between now and then. And by the way, so my top three, I don't know if I'm getting ahead of you.
That's the next question. Great.
All right, so I'll hold off. But I will say, you see all these top guys on television all day long and talking about their fundraising prowess. They're doing events. They're making interviews. And so they're all still trying to do something. So to some degree, they're playing the ref there. They're trying to figure out, can I get an edge? Can I do something at the last minute that changes the dynamic?
Right. Okay, so let's get into your top three picks.
Burgum, Vance, Rubio. I don't think that that's any shocker. I've had Lee Zeldin, the former congressman from New York, as my dark horse, because there's something about Trump that always wants to be apprentice style. Like, you didn't see this coming, did you? And right now, those three are getting so talked about. I think they'd all be great for different reasons. But I think that if I had to break the top three down, I'd say Burgum and Vance are probably like one, like tied, and then Rubio is, technically in that scenario third. But I can see cases on any one of the three, as I said. So, but Burgum and Vance keep going like it's like one of those races where they keep, one advances a little, then the other one catches up, and I can see either one of them right now having the edge.
Do you think that Nikki Haley will come out of nowhere?
come out of nowhere to go where? She's definitely not being invited. No is the answer. She is going nowhere.